Weekend woes, weekend woes. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sharks Latest. I'm your host, Jimmy, here to bring you everything regarding your favorite hockey team. If you don't want to miss anything Team Teal, hit that subscribe button below and you'll be part of the family. Don't forget the notification bell as well. Actions speak louder than words, my friends. I hope you all had a great weekend despite the circumstances. But the Sharks dropped a big one at home. Their last home game of the season, y'all. Last home game of the season. It was fan appreciation night. And the Sharks didn't show a whole lot of appreciation for the fans, y'all. Man, oh man. Had to take this game against the worst team in the NHL all the way to a shootout, y'all. 6 rounds of shootout. Sharks couldn't get it done. Vancouver was coming off a 1-9 last 10, y'all. A 4-game losing streak. The Sharks need to win. They need wins, not overtime lost points. And so this was the game that we all circled on the schedule for our last week. Like, that's the one. That's the game we're going to pick up 2 points. We have to. It's at home. It's against the league's worst team. Not the case. You guys know the San Jose Sharks. You know how the Sharks have been all season. It's been a roller coaster ride, and that is absolutely one of the bigger free falls that we've had all season long. Some pros from that game, at least, right? Igor Chernyshov had himself 2 goals. That was his second multi-goal game of his young career. So we hope that that is something that we can see going forward. Maybe we'll see him get a little bit more ice time as we end the season on a 3-game road trip. We saw Celebrini. He assisted on both of Igor's goals, so 2 more points for Macklin over the weekend. That's nice. Puts Macklin Celebrini up to 110 points, only 4 behind Jumbo Joe for tying the all-time record. Will he get it? Can he get 5 points in 3 games to be the all-time point scorer in a single season for the San Jose Sharks? And do that as a teenager? That would be pretty cool, y'all. So positive, I guess, again, is that the Sharks were able to take a point from that one. So that means mathematically, y'all, today, as it stands Monday, going into the game tonight at Nashville, you're saying there's a chance. Yes, the San Jose Sharks are not mathematically out of it just yet, yo. We have a whole lot that we need to go right in order to get in, and that's something that we're going to talk about in one of our later slides. But that's the positive, is the Sharks were able to pick up a point, gets them up to 82 points. Still technically in this one, y'all. And so maybe, depends on how you want to look at it, is this a move that says the Sharks are trying to continue going all in and scratch and claw for a playoff spot? Or is this move that we're going to talk about next, is it maybe the Sharks' way of saying, we're waving the white flag, we had a great season, y'all, but we're not a playoff team, and we're going to start focusing more on the offseason, next season, and our youngsters that we need to start bringing up and trying out. And that's because you saw probably yesterday, Luca Cagnoni. Yes, that's a name that I know you guys have probably been talking to yourselves about, thinking, well, when is Jimmy going to start talking about this cat or some of these guys on the Barracuda? I wanted to make a video. I was thinking about doing that, but I wasn't too sure if the Sharks were going to make that move this late in the season, being in playoff contention still. But nonetheless, the Sharks went ahead and made the move. So for those that don't know, I'm sure you've heard the name, at least heard the name, Luca Cagnoni. He's a Sharks up-and-comer. He's a defenseman, someone that the Sharks drafted in the 4th round in 2023. He's young. He's 21 years old, but what he is he is an offensive force on the blue line, and that's what the Sharks need. Something that we've talked about first off, we've talked about the Sharks need help on defense. That's I don't have to beat that drum over and over again, right? But another thing that the Sharks really could use is some help with some offensive firepower at the blue line. So, this is what Luca Cagnoni can bring to the table and what he has brought to the San Jose Barracuda this season in 67 games. He does have 8 goals scored, but the big one, he has 35 assists in 67 games. So, what he's known for, not so much of a goal scorer as far as his offensive side goes for the blue line. What he's known for, though, y'all, is being a fantastic passer. Someone that can think a step ahead. It can set different people up for scoring opportunities. And that's why you see him getting all those assists, right? So that's what we hope, is that Luka, of course, is going to come in and maybe hopefully mesh well with our blue line and really give us some defensive help. But hopefully some offensive firepower as well. He's 10th in the NHL for defensemen in scoring. So, a lot to be said there. But a lot to be said for his size too. Now, that's where some people get a little concerned. Cagnoni's only 5'9", 180 pounds. And if you look at all the rest of the defensemen on the San Jose Sharks right now, he's the lightest of the bunch. Not by far. I think John Klingberg's right there with him. But most of our Sharks, so let's use Sam Dickinson as an example. Apples to oranges here. 2 different style of defensemen, but 2 very young defensemen that the Sharks are probably putting a little bit more of a spotlight on right now so that we can see what we're looking at for the offseason and next season. Both are very young, but Sam Dickinson, we've seen him have a rough season in his time with the San Jose Sharks. He's a little younger, but he's 6'3", 200 pounds, right? Versus 5'9", 181 pounds. So quite a bit of difference there. You will find that Cagnoni can skate a little bit better than Sam Dickinson, and we're hoping that that is something that's going to translate when he does play. Now, that's another question that we'll have to ask. When is Luka going to play? Well, I mean, obviously, in my opinion, if you're going to bring him up with only 3 games remaining, I think he needs to see ice time in all 3 games. I'd like to see him get a lot of ice time in all 3 games. That's just how it is. The way that I see things, if we're making this move, it is a little bit more of a focus, and I do believe this is the way that the Sharks are saying, yeah, we're not really, if we get in the playoffs, great, but we're not really focused on that right now. We'll make that the question of the day, y'all. Go ahead and comment below. Question of the day. The Luca Cagnoni move. Is that the Sharks telling you, we're still in it for the playoffs, but we think that Luka can help us get there? Or do you think, like me, this is the Sharks saying, time to start thinking about next season and maybe packing our bags and potentially going on vacation soon? Comment below. What do you think? What are the Sharks doing with this move? What is their main goal with this one? Now, Cagnoni has had some NHL experience. He did play with the San Jose Sharks last season, did play in 6 games, got about 17 and a half minutes of ice time on average, which is good. Was able to record 2 assists in those 6 games, so there's that passing ability that we're talking about there. So let's see what he can do here. Let's see where he'll position himself. My assumption is that he'll replace Nick Leddy, most likely. Nick Leddy, he's obviously a veteran. He's had a fantastic career, but I know his tenure as a San Jose Shark is most likely coming to an end. Who knows where he will play in his future, but the Sharks don't really see Leddy in their future plans, so I don't really see him seeing much, if any, ice time going forward. Nick Leddy is also a left-handed defenseman like Luca Cagnoni is. So that's another thing that you're going to see if you guys hadn't noticed. Most of the San Jose Sharks defensemen are left-handed defensemen. And that goes the same for Luca Cagnoni coming in. So I would imagine he's going to naturally replace another left-handed defenseman. He kind of almost has to, just because we only have a couple right-handers, Vinny and I believe it's Orlov on this roster. So I bet you he'll sit right there, maybe on our third blue line. I don't know if he'll share the blue line with Dickinson, have two youngsters on the same blue line, or if we'll try to find a way to mix and match, put Ferraro back there, or what. We shall see. I'm very interested to see where the Sharks and where Ryan Warsofsky wants to put Mr. Cagnoni, but I like it. I'm all for the move. I'm excited. I'm someone that understands where the Sharks are. I understand that we are blessed, y'all, as a fan base to have the Sharks in this position for where they are in this rebuild, excuse me. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully he has some dang good hockey for his 3 games before we go into the off season. And it all starts with tonight, y'all. All starts with the Nashville Predators. Oh no, the Predators again, y'all. Here comes the Preds. Maybe some of y'all were having nightmares of these cats when you were sleeping last night. But, we'll keep the matchup preview of this one short. Y'all know who the Nashville Predators are. They're right there in the thick of the playoff hunt still, too, y'all. They are in the second spot for the wild card 2 spot. Let's not make it confusing here. They're in the third in the standings for wild cards. Obviously, Utah is locked in that number 1 spot. Everybody is now focused on that second spot. So they're in the running for that still. So you better believe they got their foot on the gas, and they are not going to be letting up against the San Jose Sharks. They know what's coming to town. They know that they have won the last 15 matchups versus the San Jose Sharks. Both meetings this season, Nashville has beat the San Jose Sharks by a score of 6-3 in both meetings. And looks like we've had both Askarov in the net in 1, and we've had Nedeljkovic in the net for 1. So doesn't look like it matters who we throw out there on the net. It seems as if still the Predators are just able to score at will. So hopefully the San Jose Sharks can get something going. The Sharks need to win out. I'm going to talk about that in the next slide. The path for the Sharks to make playoffs, because it's still there. But it starts here in Nashville tonight. Puck drops at 5 p.m. local time for San Jose, or us West Coasters. This is what we got to do, y'all. We got to start strong. We got to finish the season strong. So start the road trip strong. Finish the season strong. Even if we do not make playoffs, y'all, it is so big for a team to finish the season with an upswing of momentum that gives you confidence and feels good going into the off season. That's at least what we want to see here, even if we do see a loss, y'all. Don't hate me too much. You guys know how we do things here on Sharks Latest. We're pretty positive when it comes to the mindset here, but we're realists at the same time, y'all. So unfortunately, my prediction will be a 4-3 loss tonight versus the Predators. I think the Sharks are going to extend it to 16 straight. I just don't see them winning on the road under these circumstances with the moves they have been making. But you never know. Anything can happen. I'm going to predict a score of 4-3. It should be a high-scoring affair. Don't get it twisted, y'all. The San Jose Sharks, their offense is not bad by any means. They can get it going. So I expect them to score some goals tonight. But I expect the Predators to as well. Now, if the Sharks do lose tonight, that means they're out of playoffs, y'all. The Sharks have to win out to make playoffs, and that's what we're going to finish our video off with today is what has to happen for the San Jose Sharks to sneak themselves into that playoff spot, y'all? Well, once again, it starts with the Sharks having to win out. They need 2 points in all of their last games. They need to pick up 6 points in order to get in, y'all. And so we had talked about loving, a week ago, literally just a week ago, the Sharks were in a position where they controlled their destiny. All they had to do was win their games, and they were in. Now we've gotten to a place where that's not good enough. The Sharks need to win out, but they also need other things to happen too. That starts with the Los Angeles Kings, who are currently in that wild card 2 spot. They need to go 0-3 in their last 3 games. They can pick up 1 point. They're allowed to pick up 1 point. So out of those 3 losses, they can get an overtime loss. But the Sharks need them to lose out. Nashville has to lose out. They have 2 games remaining. The Sharks need them to lose both of them. None of those games can come in overtime. Nashville cannot record any more points, or the Sharks will not be making it in. Last team to worry about is the Winnipeg Jets. They're kind of a different story. Anything but 3-0 is good for the San Jose Sharks. So if the Winnipeg Jets pick up 5 points or less, the San Jose Sharks can make it in if they win out. Now, that's not this can happen, or this can happen, or that can happen. The Sharks need all of those things to happen. Winnipeg, not so much, but LA and Nashville, those 2 things have to happen. Sharks have to win out as well. So there's still a chance, y'all. There's still a chance. And until the time comes where the Sharks are mathematically out of the playoffs, you better believe we're holding on to hopes for some playoff hockey in San Jose. But all starts tonight, y'all. Puck drops at 5 p.m. Make sure you're watching that game, and make sure you are subscribing here to Sharks Latest so you are not missing a single thing regarding Team Teal. Hit that subscribe button below, y'all, and that's all I got for today. Hope you all had a great Monday. Hope tomorrow I am singing some big praises on a San Jose Sharks win so that we can continue our talk about playoffs. But leaving y'all with the same thing I leave y'all with to start out the week and to end every video. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it Teal, Sharks Nation. Hope you have a great day. Let's beat the Preds, y'all.